there's just so much free material out there, and just absorb as much of that as you can first, and also realize that you're going to be getting a lot of opinion, especially with YouTube and like kind of more indie blog type stuff. But you do want to look at, one, is there a need for this service? And if you're starting your quest or research based on something that's already demanding on your time and that other people are already asking you to do, that might be an indication that there is. And if there's not, you need to find out why there's not. So I guess the first steps were getting my support network set up.
Yeah, so it sounds like you had your kind of personal support network in your husband, but then you found we could call guide, mentor, consultant. She was helping you kind of join the industry because she had been there, she had done it, and so you didn't have to take as much time kind of jumping in. One of the questions I always get from people, and it's like I can't talk about it enough, is why should I niche? Why should I have a specialty? I want to help everybody. And what I often say is people will always assume that a specialist will be a generalist, but they won't assume a generalist will be a specialist. And you go to a fancy restaurant, if they're going to make a burger, some cheap burger, it's probably going to be delicious. Whereas if you go to a burger place and you want crème brulee, it's going to be gross. What else would you encourage them to do so that within a year from now, they can at least have explored their big idea, if not have started to launch something?
Well, I think make a list, because who doesn't like crossing things off a list? And looking back a year later, I've definitely been able to, this is a business plan. You need a business plan, whether it's to make money or if it's just to, get things moving. You need to make a business plan, and often that's going to include a list. And I like to look back and check off the list. Even if it's read 10 books on the subject, you get to cross that off. So I'd make a list and then look at how to make a business plan, which I'm sure all of the people listening to your podcast have already done. They're probably somewhere in there. But if they haven't, maybe go back and read their business plan, tweak it, and add on to it podcast, blog, whatever it is. And then maybe just the act of going through creating an episode, creating a blog to see if it's going to fit into their business plan. Because again, we talk about outsourcing. There are lots of people that can write, and there are lots of people that can run businesses, but just because you like the idea doesn't mean you're talented at it. And it's time consuming. So you might just partner with someone who's excellent in writing that can interview you and take your words and put them into the blog post. So I would say go through the motions once to see if it's something that you can handle time-wise.